Who you are. I'm Tal'kovi, and this morning I'm running back up to the farm to do some more work. Got a few things we've been still working on, and I just wanted to take a moment to express everything going on, the COVID-19. Pretty much, well, I'm Mando Day, so I've always been, socially distancing anyway from R80 society, and so really nothing's ever changed for me throughout all this, and it's getting to a point politically, socially, economically, where I have to make a decision for my elite that we're going to start going into our reclini a little more heavier right now. Reclini being our plan B, plan C, plan D, our backups for our backups. So, if I may make suggestions, now's the time. Most people need to start looking at everything going on, realizing that we're having food shortages due to stupidity of politicians and the conglomerations. It's not that we don't have food, and it's not that there's not livestock, it's not that there's not vegetables, it's not that there's nothing that should actually be considered detrimental to a food shortage. It's legalities of contracts, and people don't realize this. The food manufacturers and producers, they write contracts with farms, and those are exclusive contracts, say like McDonald's or the Dean Foods that have exclusive contracts with specific buyers. And those contracts forbid a lot of these food producers from redistributing the food and the products that they use. Now, some have gone out of their way and said, you know what, screw it. We're going to redistribute what we've got to keep it from spoiling, to keep it from going waste, and to keep people from going hungry. And they've done that, but a large percentage have not. And these are where laws need to be re-evaluated. Judges, lawyers need their asses kicked for allowing this to happen. The people need their asses kicked for allowing this to happen. Food distribution and producers, they need their asses kicked for allowing this to happen. In Mando Day society, we would not allow this type of bullshit to take place, because for us, our people are most important. So, that being said, this is why we have food issues right now, and it's not going to get any better. So, I'm saying to most Mando Day, if you haven't already, start working on establishing a garden somewhere. And even if you ain't got the space, there's sharecropping. Learn how to negotiate with people, talk to people, find somebody that's got land that will allow you to use a portion of it to garden with. Share what you have with them. That way you have a mutual and beneficial relationship establishing with that person. Mandalorians are not stupid. So that being said, we've got to start doing better. If you have small spaces, like I live in a trailer park, I'm fixing to put a greenhouse up and do some small gardening there. And I've already got permission from the land management company that owns our trailer park, and they said, yeah, you can do that. So I'm doing that there, as well as my boss. His family and my family have been friends for years, pretty much well over the last 20 years. So I've gardened up here at their farm, and we've had a mutual and beneficial relationship between my family and the other clan members that are up here as well. So we've all benefited from that. And this is the time when most people need to start doing things. And it's time to tell, hey, we're self-sufficient, we're self-reliant, we're self-sustainable. And this is what Mandela Day should have been working on from the get-go. These are the kind of things that should have been taking place, just because I don't like relying on other people. I don't like being forced to rely on other people for their services or my necessities. So I don't. These are things that society has been pushed to, and it's got to stop. Regulatory actions, ordinances, all these things force complacent dependency on American society, and these are things that are written in city and county ordinances that forbid people from doing certain things, and people have themselves to blame for this. I'm not going to take part in that. I'm going to stand aside from it. I always have. I'm going to stand apart from it. Even though I love this country, I love this nation. This nation the United States of America was founded to be a constitutional republic. And being such as a constitutional republic, the people are masters over their government, and not the other way around. People do not understand this. No law can be written that forbids the people of their constitutional rights. And laws, regulatory actions, ordinances have been written that violate every single person's rights. So I choose to stand apart from that. It's a long road. There are not enough state representatives, congressmen in office right now that fully support and empower the people. The representatives are supposed to represent the people. They're supposed to uphold their oaths to defend and protect the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I'm not seeing a lot of that. Haven't seen that in a long time. Proof of that is go to your home and, put in an electrical grid yourself, your own, self-sustainable energy source. Disconnect from the power grid and see how fast the city comes in and condemns your property, calls DFACs to take your kids away because you're not providing them with electricity. Well, I've got electricity. I've got solar generators, wind generators, water generators, battery power and generator. I've got backups for backups. But the moment you disconnect your house from city power or from the main power grid, they'll come at you hard and heavy and condemn your property. This is city ordinances, and this is everywhere. Now, you can have those things, but as long as you don't disconnect from the power grid, you're fine. They'll even buy your excess energy, which, you know, for some people could be a good thing, but for a lot of people that don't want to have nothing to do with society in whole, this ain't a good thing. People trying to teach their kids how to survive and how to live off, you know, by the sweat of their own backs. This is not allowed anymore. You know, self-sustainability, self-reliance, and self-sufficiency, these are the enemies of the status quo. And these are things I stand against. Governments, you know, forcing people to be complacently dependent upon them for their services and to the services that the conglomerations that lobby them. You know, this is forced dependencies, and I can't abide by that. This is not the way America was supposed to be founded. This is not the way Mando Ade are supposed to live. We're supposed to set the example for others to follow. Not enough people are doing it. This is why I live by my example. I preach it, and I've showed videos where, you know, we've actually got everything going on. So everybody needs to buck up, you know. I think it's time for a change. The status quo has to change. If the people don't change, then this nation will probably wind up being lost. There will be economic collapses. There will be social collapses. And right now, we're in the middle of a major, you know, issue that's not really bad, but it could be, if it's left to go unchecked, then it will be bad. And the people will only have themselves to blame. I'm fixing to pull in down here at the farm, so I guess I need to say right for now, and be safe. Koyashi.